Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel. I am going to do a little bit of a process video. I made this page using the I Am collection by Simple Stories that's over on the Illustrated Faith site. And also I used, get them out for you, I use this word fetty, sorry, from Elaine Davis, if I can get it right in the right position. So this is the word worthy or worthy words stamp set that Elaine Davis did. So she has all these words that basically describe us, and you can pick the ones that apply to you that day or what have you as you journal. So I use this in the I Am Simple Stories collection. She has it over on the site. It's an I Am project that they're having. And I will link below another process video that I did with this collection. But I am doing this page, and so I'm going to finish up this page. And I wanted to do like a little bookmark tip-in type thing to include on this side. So I'm going to be doing that as well. And I turned on the camera so you guys can kind of see that process. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Top Knots in Jesus Alpha. And I am going to finish off this page with a title towards the top. So I'm going to grab the A, the I, and the M for I Am. I'm going to grab my favorite ink, which is the VersaFine ink. And I'm going to grab my stamp block. Now, because these are smaller letters, I am going to go ahead and grab my smaller stamp, which should be in here. Let me double check. Here we go. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this, and I'm going to stamp from over here to over here to kind of leave enough room. I'm going to kind of get that a little dirty with my skin oils. Make sure it's all inked up. Thankfully, I don't have a lot of bulk in this Bible, so it should give me a pretty good impression, and it did. Take this off, set this aside so I can clean after. I'll do the A next. I like to also make sure that I didn't get any on the edges so that I don't leave any extra marks. There we go. There's the A. And now the I know I took it out. Oh, stuck to my hand. There we go. Get a little dirty. Ink it up again. Make sure it's clean. And I'm going to put the I a little bit more over here. Perfect. I Am. Perfect. So now I have my title. So I did my journaling. I used some of the Elaine Davis stamp as well. And I popped them up on some foam adhesive. So I have fearless, bold, obedient, and strong. And what I did was I stamped it on some of the scrap paper that I have from this collection. And then I cut them out and I added them to my journaling because I really wanted these words to stick out, and they were within that stamp. So it was just perfect. So I am going to go ahead and set this aside. And now I want to get to work with the tip-in that I want to do. So I have all of these scraps and leftovers from doing some work, working with these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out some scraps that I think are about the size that I need. So I'm going to pull out some of these longer ones. And then these pieces I might need, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm gonna need this board, so I'll put it aside as well. I might need paper, so I know I'm gonna use these. I want to use some enamel dots. I'm gonna be using the Elaine Davis, my ink, and I also have a tray with all of the extra goodies that I might use as well. I also have this as a template of the size that I want. Some extra Beloved Society girls. So what I want to do is I'm going to set these aside. I want something about this size. And I want to do sort of a tip-in that's like a slider. So I'm thinking of using something neutral so the words can pop out. So I'm thinking of going with this one. Yep. And so I'm gonna use some paper. So let me see what paper I'd like to use. I kind of have a floral going already on the other side, so I may use that. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this floral. And I'm gonna go and cut it down to about the size of this. And I don't know if I wanna go long, but we'll see. Let's cut this down. I know this is 6 by 8, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down to 3. So I'm gonna do 3 inches. That way I can leave the other half to use if I want to later on. Perfect. I'm going to save my scraps. Don't throw away your scraps. These are scraps from another project, and that's why I didn't throw it away, because scraps are always well used. So this seems like it's going to be perfect. I think I'm going to do it a little bit more to this side. Yes, I think I'm actually going to cut out maybe a half an inch more, but we will see first. Trying to think. Maybe. We'll see. I want to use 4 words, and I know it'll fit. So let's first make a slit. So I need to pull out my X-Acto knife. And I'm doing this along with you guys, so you guys are seeing the whole process. I'm going to line it up here. And I'm also going to line this up here, so I know this is exactly 1.5 inches. And this is 3 inches. So I'm going to need to do 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch. That's what I'm gonna do here. So let me see. I'm gonna bring down, and I'm gonna eyeball it a little. 1/2 inch here-ish, and then 1/2 inch would be here-ish. Okay. And always use one of these mats to make sure that you are not hurting your table or your desk. And then I am going to go ahead and cut this down this way. Again, I am eyeballing this, so this may not look super professionally done. But I kind of wanted to add a fun detail. And I saw some, yeah, I think that's really good. I think that's perfect, actually. It's actually a little bigger, which is perfect. And then I am going to do another slit towards the top. So towards the top, I'm going to do this again. I want to say about here. Now this slider is going to be a little bit different than everybody else's slider because I wanted to show the pattern paper a little bit more. So I know other people are doing it a different way, but this is the way I'm gonna kind of go with it. I'm sorry if you can see the top of my head as I work through this. So yes, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do it a little bit more down here as well. I wanna say like about here is good. And I am literally eyeballing this. So I can't even give you measurements, but you can eyeball it too. Use your creativity definitely to your advantage. I mean, I know some people think that they see stuff and they can't make it, but let me tell you, we can do a lot if we put our minds to it. I'm just gonna cut it out a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. And so now it's going to work for me like this. I kind of sort of love that. Perfect. Okay, so good. So what I'm gonna do now is I am actually gonna cut this middle hole a little bigger. I want it nice and wide. Perfect. I think, yes. See, I did my hole a little wider to allow movement, and that's just my preference. You can also do it a little smaller. And let me see the back of this paper. That's really pretty in the back. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I am going to, actually did that backwards. I'm going to stamp. So in order for me to know that I am stamping this with the correct sizing, I am gonna go ahead and pick the words that I want. So in my Bible, I know I have fearless, obedient, strong, and bold. So I'm gonna use other songs, so other words. So I wanted to use words that were going to be not opposite, but kind of different from the ones that I had there. So I'm going to use imperfect, broken, enough, what's another word that I can pick? Weak. So these are the words I'm gonna pick. And actually, I probably can pick one more. Steadfast. So, keeping in mind the length, I'm going to start here. And then I'm going to open up my ink. Got some ink on me already. I'm gonna put imperfect on first. So there we go. Then I'm gonna move it so I have a little bit more space. I'm gonna do the next one. The next one is broken, just making sure it is right side up, broken, move it down. Steadfast, I love this word. And then enough or weak. I'm going to do enough. Then enough. There we go. Enough. So I have enough, steadfast, broken, imperfect. And I am going to show you guys that a little bit up close. So imperfect, broken, steadfast, enough. And so I have my words all lined up. So now I'm gonna do like a kind of a pull trigger. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna use papers from this collection. So let me kind of see what matches. I have lots of scraps. So I like this one, but I really like the boldness of this stripe. So I might go with this stripe. Let's punch out a little bit of tabs. See how that looks. And I can also, I love this because it has wording like enough, fabulous, unstoppable. So I may do this. So I'm gonna just punch out a little bit of tabs with that. Don't be afraid to like, and whatever tabs I don't use, I am going to use, I like this butterfly. If you know me, I love butterflies. Whatever tabs I don't use, I just put them in my stash for other projects. So nothing's going to waste here. I am probably going to do butterflies, but I really like the contrast that the other one gives. So I love this word fetty contrast too. So I might go with the word fetty. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the word fetty. But I love that stripe. We will see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to adhere the tabs down. So bear with me. I'm going to get some adhesive. I have my mono glue as well, which is a little stronger. I think I'm gonna go with this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. Probably shouldn't take them out, but put that at the top. I want to make sure it doesn't glue to this. So I'm gonna put some glue on that. Stick it to the back of here. No, it's double-sided. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you won't see the other side, but just making sure it doesn't glue onto the back. And then I'm going to do this one, and I'll do this right here. And how about, this is the stripe. How about I do the stripe at the bottom? At the bottom, I'll adhere the stripe. That way I still kind of get what I want. There we go. So this will be used to kind of pull which way. I love that. Perfect. So now something else that I wanted to add was a doll, but I also want to add some little decorations. So on the sides of this, I'm going to add some of these. So let me see. I want something that'll pop, and I'm thinking it'll be this yellow. So I'm going to put this yellow on each side. See, that really pops on this side, but it won't pop as much on that side. Let me see if pink will pop better. Yeah, pink will pop better since it's against that yellow. Love that. I could actually do one more if I wanted to, right there. And I think I am gonna add that one more because I did have one. Wonderful. I'm gonna use that. There we go. So we have wonderful, enough, steadfast, broken, imperfect. And I like this word, intentional, but I'm going to use courageous. Love that. Perfect. Okay, so now that this is all done, I am going to go ahead and take care of the decor. Perfect. So let's take care of the decoration, so to speak. So I have some pieces here. I know I want to use a Beloved Society doll. So I have some other pieces here that I can use. So let's see which one I like. I love this butterfly, so I'll put this out. I don't want to use any words because I love the word Fetty that's from Elaine Davis's stamp, so I'm not going to use any of those. Oh, I love this big I am as well. I can probably layer it. Or I can use that one here. Love that. Okay, and then let me see what other pieces. So I really like that here. But I may want to back it on something. So this is just my creative process. And I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. So have that, put it on here. That way the I am is right before, like wonderful, enough, steadfast, broken, imperfect, courageous. I know you guys know the words, but I'm just going through them. Okay, and so I'm going to use that there. And really trying to find like the perfect piece to kind of add in, but let me see how this is gonna look. Put this here, pulling that down, and then I'm gonna use the girl that is the same girl that's actually on the other piece, although I'm gonna kind of put her to the side. Whoop. I'm gonna lower her a little bit more. Perfect. And I'll snip her off on the side. Some scissors. Have a little bit of excess. I'm gonna go ahead and remove. Love that. And then I'm going to do some sewing. So let me pull out some of that. So I journaled in after reading the story of Gideon. I had listened to a preaching by Priscilla Schreier. She's my favorite preacher and writer as well. And I had listened to a preaching, and it was called About Our Identity in Christ. And she spoke about Gideon and how Gideon did not stand up and actually take charge until after he came face to face with, God. And when he came face to face with God, he had the strength and the courage after speaking to him to basically armor up and go against the Midianites. Now, what I love is he had excuses. So God tells him, and I am in Judges chapter 6, God tells him, Go in this might of yours and save Israel from the hand of Midian. Do I not send you? And he said to him," this is Gideon speaking to him, "Please, Lord, how can I save Israel? Behold, my clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house." And the Lord says to him, "But I will be with you, and you shall strike the Midianites as one man." So God speaks to him, and he goes on, and he does go against the Midianites, and he has this amazing victory for Israel. And I wanted to remind myself, I am fearless, courageous, bold, strong, all of these beautiful things when I armor up, when I put my trust in the Lord, when I go when the Lord sends me. And I love this little note. It says, "You are capable of amazing things. Always remember." And that preaching about finding your identity in Christ, and the way that Gideon found his identity and was able to be courageous and bold for the Lord. I wanted to just kind of make a page about that. And so this will be my little tip in that I'm going to just place here, and I'll be able to kind of find the words. And I'm going to do a little bit of journaling here as well, and kind of keep it, just tips in here. I was thinking as well, I want to make a hole. I'll make a little tie, and I'll add a little bow to the top. I love keeping extra of everything because you can use it in all the projects. And I'm going to add this to the top. Of here. I'm probably going to unravel all of this. I want it messy looking, so I'm going to unravel all of this. There we go. And that is it. That is my little slider tip in. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit that notification bell so you can see more of my videos. And thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless. Thanks, darlings.